Hello everyone and welcome to a thrilling match review, though there will not be necessarily a ton of a tactical analysis, will there, Taff, because we are talking about Sunderland's win against Chelsea, but really what we want to do is just continually discuss Sunderland being in the Europa League, and we've got loads of stuff coming out this week, so we're going to have a video where we talk about our dream European opponents. That will be out at some point this week. We're also going to do propaganda, which we've already got tons of stuff for. So this is going to be an all-timer for propaganda. We've got a Q&A. So if you've got any questions that you want for the Q&A, you can put them in the comments section below. We're going to do that as well. And we might do a live stream at some point this week. Just because why not? Why not do that? Sort of as a maybe like a thank you to everyone for watching us throughout the season. But Taff, how are you feeling? Are you still hungover? You were in a sorry state on Sunday evening.
I was not. I was in a very happy state. I might have been in a sorry state by the very early hours of Monday morning, but
I was sent some videos from people of you.
No, you weren't.
I was.
No, you
I'll
weren't.
not share them. No, I sent Gav from Europa Report sent us a video. Did you remember this video?
No.
Okay, well, you were with Gav from Europa Report, and he was talking about the fact, I can't even remember what he said in the video. Maybe we'll share it in propaganda. I'll show you it beforehand, and then we'll see if.
I mean, was that sensible or not?
I can't remember. I remember it was funny though.
Can't be that bad then. Where was it?
Yeah.
I have no recollection.
Just randomly in a street somewhere. I don't know exactly where. Probably outside of a pub, and it was sent to us at about midnight.
Yeah. Okay.
So there we go. Yeah. So you're feeling better? Not hungover? Were you hungover yesterday on Monday?
It's very hard to know. Yeah. I don't know. I think I was, because it took me longer than usual to get home. But yeah, it's amazing what a KFC at a service station can do for you. So,
the best medicine.
Yeah. any medicine. Yeah.
You're on
What's
the Dr.
worst
Pepper
that can
now.
happen? Yeah. Lots of fluids lately, lots of fluids. It's very hot at night, you know?
It is. To be fair, it is. I mean, last night was ridiculous trying to go to sleep in the heat. UK heat's something else.
Yeah.
Not good.
Anyway, I'm good. I'm back. I'm pulling myself
Healthy.
around. Don't know about that. Pulling myself around. I don't have work this week, so it's all good.
Happy days. Right. Okay. Let's just dive into it. So let's talk. Do you want to talk about the day generally, or do you want to just talk about the football?
Oh no, let's talk about the whole thing. I was going to do all my lovely graphs and charts and show how we played and who was important, but this requires a certain mental state to get into that, and I'm still not quite there. And I thought, we don't have another game to play for 2 months, so what's the point? Let's just enjoy ourselves. So
3 months till our next Premier League game. 22nd of August is the start of the Premier League.
Well, I was going from that Liverpool game in America when we start the pre-season, and we get a feel for our new players and how they're going to play and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, let's just chat about the day, which was epic. I am convinced it will have a lasting impression on my son. I think when he grows up, and people will say, "What's your earliest Sunderland memory?" It might be this. He's been to plenty of games before, but it might be this that he remembers. He was sat next to me, and he was saying, "I feel like my heart is going to explode," because he was convinced, like all of us, that Chelsea was just going to, rip a goal out the bag and make it 2-2, and that'd be the end of it. So he's never really felt that before, and he watched the entire game gripped. Really, when he's got young children, knows that they don't always watch that. And previously, he's always said he enjoys the singing more. He doesn't watch the match, but he was absolutely gripped by the whole thing because he understood it and its importance. So it was great to share that. You see those pictures of people with their kids at Wembley and stuff like that. So that was very nice for me, and he had a good time. And he doesn't seem particularly bothered by the fact his dad was a bit drunk later on. So that's all good. These are early lessons in how to behave with alcohol, I think.
Yeah, maybe. This will be what he tells his therapist in 10 years' time.
When they drink, will they? They don't have any vices these days. It's very disappointing.
No, that is true. That is true. I think It's weird when I teach university students, who are obviously now, 10 years younger than me. Virtually none of them are like out and about drinking. Like it's just not a thing anymore.
They're all boring.
Yeah, like me.
You need it.
Boring.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Well, I wouldn't trust anybody who doesn't have a vice. You need some kind of vice.
What is my vice is just being absolutely obsessed with a game where people kick a ball. That is my vice.
Well, this is true. This is true. Well, I, like you, have been searching the internet wanting Sunderland content, and the only person providing it is Connor Bromley, because everybody else is still trying to recover.
I think so. That is the beauty of being a sober man. You just
Yes, you're
just
holding
there,
the fort and giving us all something to watch.
Well, I was getting on Sunday night, people sending me videos and pictures and stuff out drinking, but like it's just not my scene. Like even though I'm thrilled for people doing it, it's just not where I feel comfortable. It's not my favorite thing in the world. And I was happy, sat at home, I watched Match of the Day. I was being a boring man, as you would. But it did also mean that obviously on Monday, I mean yesterday, I was up at like 7 a.m. and I made like 5 videos across all channels and stuff. Busy man. And I've got a book to write.
Yeah. And a book to write, yeah. I don't know what I was doing at 7 a.m. It wasn't very productive, I can tell you.
No.
So the whole day began very well.
Yeah.
The day began very well. It was glorious sunshine. I was glad not to be sat in the East Stand. Those people will be toast by now, I reckon.
Yeah, they will. Burnt.
I learned very early in the Stadium of Light not to sit in the East Stand.
Yeah. Apart from the odd like cup game, I've never sat in the East Stand.
When it first opened, that's where I used to go and sit because I thought it'd be, you get to see the bench, you get to see, right opposite, you get to see the players come out. And I thought it'd be great, and then the sun starts to hit you in August, September, and you just think, oh, good God, recommend too. So
it's not good.
And I don't like the sun at the best of times. So, but it was amazing. I knew it would be. I was marginally disappointed before kickoff time that we didn't have the till the end tifo go up.
Well, I spoke to the guys that run that, and they just said that it takes so much time to prepare them that we didn't know that the last game of the season was going to be important or not. So, like, they didn't want to go through all the expense of producing it, and then essentially the game mean nothing, and it sort of just go to waste. So they were like, obviously, you can prepare for first game of the season, derby games, that sort of stuff. You can do it, but when it's
can they not reuse it? Can they not reuse the till the end cat?
No,
it doesn't work that way.
It's very difficult to set up.
Okay.
Wait, because you've got to employ the staff that go on when the staff are on top of the stadium. So you've got to employ proper people who know how to do it. Like it's not as simple as we beat Everton last Sunday and just go right within a week. Let's just get that all set up.
Yeah. Well, Chelsea played on the Tuesday or something, didn't they?
Yeah. So
you'll be pleased to know I've been very sensible. They reduced my cash out midweek to £400, so I definitely didn't cash out. But I cashed out my bet last night, and I paid my credit card bill with it. So
happy did. And you paid for everyone's drinks, didn't you, on Sunday?
I paid for a lot of people's drinks. I was looking at my bill, and I paid for a lot of drinks for people. But that's fun. It's goodwill. I wanted to share the joy.
Yeah, you were walking around shouting, "If you subscribe and I see it, then you can have a drink."
Is that right? I have no recollection.
That's just what you were saying.
Okay. Well, I did spend. Looking at my credit card statement, I did spend a lot buying people drinks.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I was having a good time.
That's fine. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a once in a lifetime sort of thing for most people getting into Europe for Sunderland. It's not happened for 53 years. Are they not Bauer's t-shirts?
No. I kept them. I kept Bauer's t-shirts. I'm going to have to send them to him now because I promised I kept them. But the other ones I bought, sent to your address instead of mine, and you gave me. I gave them all away over the course of the night.
So now you don't have them.
Now I don't have them. No.
Now you're without t-shirts.
Otherwise, I'd be wearing the RLB right now. But
I'm on the board.
Yes.
The Colossus.
I gave that one away
today. Right, let's get back into the swing of things. Atmosphere, very, very good. Electric. Where does that rank for you in terms of atmosphere at the same time? Because I thought from like start to finish, and it was amazing. But what I love about the Sunderland atmosphere, it isn't the singing and stuff. It's the roar of the crowd. And obviously, you talk about the roar, but that's what it is. Yeah. The noise of like the press and the people just getting excited about things. It's not like just direct, we Sunderland, we love you, all that sort of stuff. It's not just singing it. It's just how engrossed the whole crowd is in the game, which I don't think you necessarily get at other football grounds.
Well, we said in the preview that we were all convinced we were going to win, because I just don't think Chelsea have faced anything like that. I don't think it's usual in the Premier League. And I don't think we realise it. We've got such a big stadium in comparison to a lot of teams. It's bigger than Villa. There's only about
Chelsea.
there's only about 4 or 5 teams that have something comparable or bigger than us. And most of those teams are tourist clubs. And I think like Man City don't even fill theirs. So it is a big atmosphere and it's intense. And I just don't think Chelsea were ready for it. And it must have been... I'm surprised we haven't had any of the interviews that have come out from the club with the players recognising it. Because, even though... And I do think this is one of the highlights of the season, the support that we've had. Especially with lots of people saying, oh, wait till they get beat a lot of times, the fans will turn on. It's never happened. And things, there's been the odd occasional wobble, but we've never been anywhere near the relegation zone. And the fans have never blinked once in the whole season.
Yeah.
I think the support has been home and away, has been absolutely huge. And there are no tourists at any of these events that I ever see. And it's just a massive support. And the noise is always enormously impressive. And I genuinely think, people throw these lines away and say it a lot, but I genuinely think that we have been a 12th man this season. And for the players, it must have been an amazing season to always have that noise behind you. But I just think it was something else at the weekend. It was total belief and sheer will that just kind of flows out onto the pitch. And I don't think that when you hear that roar and they walk out and the display with the cat's eyes and the stripes, I don't think it was ever in doubt from those moments. And the players just must have felt, invincible walking out to that.
No,
they certainly looked like they did play in the football.
They absolutely did. I actually want to. There's a couple that I did a tour on Friday, and there was an American couple from Michigan, and they said that they watched the channel, so this will be the test if they do. But they came over for the Everton game, and they paid for hospitality, and then they came for the game on Sunday, and they paid to go in 76 yards. And I just was curious if they're watching this to put in what they thought, because that was the first time they were watching games. And I imagine if you're a Sunderland fan from America or anywhere in the world, you come to a first game, and your first game at the Stadium of Light was the one on Sunday. How could it be any better than that? Do you know what I mean? Like, that is the...
They were in the away end at Everton.
So they paid for hospitality to sit in Everton. So they were in the home end of Everton in the hospitality areas. Because obviously you can't get an away ticket. And then
that was exciting.
Yeah, and then they paid for hospitality in 76 yards for the game on Sunday.
What a game!
If
that's
they're watching,
their first home game.
That was the first home game. If they're watching, reach out, let us know in the comments below what you made of your day out. But I love when I do the tours. That's the things that I love, because often we have people coming over who, like, it's the same thing for me. Like, I follow ice hockey. If I went to go watch the Maple Leafs, it's probably something you only ever do once. Like, for these people, when they get to do it, it's like incredible. And to have picked that game, probably, is it the most significant game in Sunderland's history at the Stadium of Light? I mean, it could be. Obviously, you've got playoff games, which, are more important. But in terms of Sunderland doing something they've never done before, the game on Sunday is definitely up there as one of the most important games we've ever played.
A couple of people on Twitter asked this before the weekend, and I said yes, I think it is, and other people said no. Other people said winning the playoff game and stuff like that, and I get it, because you wouldn't be here without them. Other people say the FA Cup 73, obviously, but since that FA Cup, I think it is. I think promotion under Reed was not worth as much. We didn't have, as we had a really good team, but we had no coherent plan or funding to move to the next level. And when that team fell apart, we chose poorly in Torre Andre Flo, and we just didn't really have the capacity to move on. And there was no real plan there either. So it's different this time. And I think everybody understood that we're really in a position now where we're getting that game at the weekend. and winning and putting us in the Europa League. It puts us on the map. It means maybe we keep some people that we might have lost. I don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. Maybe we get some people. We're more attractive to people now. I mean, now if we're battling with Nottingham Forest to get a signing, last season we would lose that because they're in the Europa League. Now we could very well make that signing. So I think it's huge. And I get if we don't win the Coventry game. I get if we don't win the Perth, but we did win them. And I think you take each game as it matters. And I think this is bigger than I think this is our biggest game. It really puts us on the map, and it gives you a solid platform. And you said for a while that Gasolfi sort of said in a tour on International Fans Day, really happy with the first 11. I think they can compete if we just add, sort of, what do you say, 4
5
quality
or 6
signings?
things. 5 or 6, I think.
Sort of challenges, a couple quality and a couple to challenge the current 11. Then we think we'll be in a good position. And I think that has been borne out and proved by what we've done this season. So, yeah, just a really great platform to go and deliver that now. So I think, it might be recency bias, but I think it's the most important game we've had in my lifetime.
Yeah, I also think there's a couple of things I want to touch on here. The first thing I want to talk about, though, is how the stadium lights kind of changed, because I think when you move into a new stadium, and you see this with teams that have just done it recently, like Everton have done it, they've struggled, Tottenham have done it, they've struggled, Arsenal took them years to figure it out. But I feel like when Sunderland move into the stadium, we had a good period when we first went in there, but we didn't have moments. There was the Sheffield United playoff game, that's always the one people talk about, but there weren't tons.
Chelsea 4-0, 4-1,
4-1, 4-1.
Yeah, that was the best atmosphere that I've been at, that Chelsea game.
Yeah, so we did have moments. Obviously, we had games against Newcastle, but it feels like in the last couple of years, the Stadium of Light has went from being the place where we play to being our spiritual home. It feels to me like we're now sort of, looking at it as people talk fondly about Roker Park, and that was what it always was about. Yeah. Whereas now I think people have sort of switched. Obviously, it happens with age. There's a lot more people like my age. I'm 32 now, just on my birthday.
There's a lot of great games been in there. What's it? Yeah. Carlos Edwards? Was it Carlos Edwards? His scream against Burnley last minute. That's got to be up there as well.
But I just think that I feel like now the Stadium of Light really is a spiritual home. I don't know if that was necessarily true until recently, but I think people now don't think of Roker Park as being the home of the club. Like the Stadium of Light is, right. And we've had all these special moments and the atmosphere. And this links to the other thing I want to talk about, which is, Sunderland in big games over the last few years have been very, very good. We've won playoff games. We've even the Luton home game. I know we lost the second leg, but at home, when everyone's at it and the fans are there, there's displays, the club get all the marketing right and everything. We are really difficult to beat at the Stadium of Light when it's 100% rocking. And I think next year in Europe, which is crazy to say, next season, it's going to be the same though, isn't it? The Stadium of Light, if we get a knockout game at the Stadium of Light against Juventus or AC Milan or something like that, the Stadium of Light is going to be absolutely bonkers, absolutely crazy with atmosphere, madness. And they will not be able to cope with it. And that is what's exciting to me, is we've got all these things to come next season where we've got guarantees of these huge European games that nobody would have dreamed of, and it all feeds into the Stadium of Light becoming this really important. Obviously, it is important to our home, but it feels like now it's Sunderland. It feels like we've really got that connectivity. They've finally found a way. With the welcome to Sunderland and all the touches they've done in the stadium. It's making a massive difference. Well. The bridge, huge.
Yeah. No, I think you're absolutely right, and I think the club have got it spot on, haven't they? With all the marketing, the Legends Way, the statues. Whether you agree with some of them or not, and the Welcome to Sunderland sign is great. All the sheepfolds development, the parades. I think there's a lot of memories there now. I think things are pretty well sorted. When people move into new stadiums, it's you're never quite sure where the singing ends up. But now we always play towards the south stand, second half.
The Roker end has a name.
And and we is it officially the Roker end?
Yeah.
Or do we just call it that?
No, it is. I think it should be renamed the Ballard end. I think that's what it'll happen. That's why he scored against Coventry.
Well, it's just I do think it's incredible. 1 second, I've lost my charge. There we go.
There you are. Not
So
prepared.
yeah, I don't think about Roker Park very much anymore, and I don't really make those comparisons. They are quite old, those memories. I do remember them. They're my formative memories when I was young, going into the crowd there. But yeah, no, I think you're right. I think the Stadium of Light is our home now. I remember when the name was first chosen as well, but I didn't really like it. I thought, why are we copying Benfica? Turns out it's not the same. Benfica is
No.
named after the area,
Yeah.
nothing to do with lights. So whatever. It's a mistranslation or something, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just where they are is just happened to be called Light, so it's just the stadium of the area.
Yeah.
And they obviously always go like the other way, like the way their language works. Here, their stadium would be called Light Stadium, wouldn't it? But they always
Yeah.
put
Yeah. Yeah. It'd be like Roker Park, basically, is what their stadium
yeah,
is called.
the stadium is called the Park of Roker, essentially.
Yeah. So yeah, I remember when that was named, I didn't like it, but I'm so pleased that they resisted, all the mismanagement over the years. I'm so pleased that they resisted selling that name for a sponsor.
I mean, they were desperately close to doing it. We did when I was there. We made the
Must have been.
marketing materials to sell to companies to rename it when we were in League One.
Well, they were after every penny they could get then, weren't they? But
Yeah.
I'm so pleased it never happened, and I don't think it will happen now. At least I hope not.
No,
But,
I would agree. What's interesting is 10 years ago, if you asked us, I would have just said rename it. I'm not attached to the
I
name,
don't
but
care.
I do
Yeah.
now. I am attached to the stadium. I view it as. I've got so many happy memories there now, and I suppose that my memories before this sort of last 5 years, I wouldn't think about the happy ones as much. I would think about like
Because they were
losing.
years of misery, Connor, blinded by the
But like,
misery.
do you know, we like losing 4-0 at home to Aston Villa or Crystal Palace and stuff. Like in my head, that's what I used to think of was like the awfulness of it, losing against Burton to get relegated to League One and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that was what came to my head. Whereas now I've got so many positive ones that I don't
Yeah.
even. I even think like the football club's just different. It's just like
It is.
it's like there's a 2.0 version of it.
Yeah, it's incredible. I look forward to the free signing of Ousmane Dembele in the summer, announced
Yeah,
by "Here we go, Fabrizio."
yeah,
Do you remember last summer? It was crazy. Right from the moment the window opened, it was like every 3 days, Fabrizio would tweet Sunderland, "Here we go."
yeah,
It was
yeah. I
madness.
wonder when the first one. What do you predict? When's the first signing going to happen? Do you think we'll get it before the World Cup?
Yeah, I'm going to say yeah. I believe everything now. So yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we'll do at least one free signing, like a free transfer from somewhere, player we've never heard of.
I know the answer to this question, but have you already looked at flights and hotel prices to Frankfurt?
No, I haven't actually.
I have. I have.
Well, you're gonna get them in early, free cancellation.
I haven't got that far. I just looked at them. I said, "Oh, I can fly from Luton to
Oh, right.
Frankfurt for £30."
We'll be we'll be on a camper van.
Well, we will. I have considered that when we get to our video about who we want to play and who we don't want to play. I have
Okay.
considered that.
Yeah,
So
consider
that's
the
in
camper
that's
van
in the
trip.
next video.
Yeah,
Should we talk about the team and the lineup then?
yeah. It's 23 minutes in. Yeah, let's do it.
Well, I think that was the exact lineup that I said in the lineup video.
Yeah, I think so. I think we both came to the agreement, didn't we, that your lineup won? Like at the time.
Well, that was the one I chose because we'd often do what do I want and what do I think Regis will do, and I actually wanted Hume this time because Chelsea plays through the middle a lot, and
And it worked.
yeah, and he went and capped it off with a goal. And the best thing about that goal was 2 League One players combined. Luke O'Nien flicked the header onto Trey Hume, who volleyed into the back of the net. And there's something a little poetic about that, isn't there?
Yeah, but also that goal, like I don't think it's getting near enough credit for how good it is because that's a full volley.
Yeah,
Like outside of the full volley into the corner.
yeah.
It's a
does
perfect finish.
It is perfect. It is perfect. I think people are still digesting. Did he mean that? Or is it just a stretch? Is it just a stretch? You know.
No, I think you're being harsh. He's an international footballer.
Absolutely. You have to. He's a captain. He's an international captain.
Yeah. So
You have to give him absolute full credit for that. And it frustrated me at times. Hume playing in that folding role. There have been games very few, fortunately, where I think managers have taken us apart over that. And there have been games where I've thought it wasn't the right thing to play. I didn't think it was the right thing to play against Everton. But it does have its purposes. It worked extremely well against Manchester United. It worked yesterday against Chelsea, but they were overwhelmed by all sorts of things. In actual fact, even at Everton in our review, once you removed Hume and put on 3 attackers to go for the game, it became end-to-end, and it was, that could have finished poorly for us, with a bit of bad luck. So in Regis, we must trust forevermore, I think. Does the man deserve a statue? Is that for question of the week, maybe?
You don't stat you people while they're still there. So no. That's why I hate it. Do you know when they give knighthoods to sportsmen that are still active? I'm like, no, don't do that. They gave it to Andy Murray when he was still playing tennis, and I was like, but wait until he's done. He's still playing.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's a different thing. Regis, I mean, we've had him for 2 years now, and the job's been incredible. I mean, it's the first time we've had a manager do 2 full seasons since like Steve Bruce. So as long as he lasts until, as long as he gets past November.
We were so tolerant. A year of no home wins before he got the sack. How tolerant is that?
But he kept doing the 14 games without a win, didn't he? That happened a couple of times.
But
I mean, I think Regis is certainly he's the best manager of my life, and I'd even put him ahead of Peter Reid at this point. Like, the fact that he's
I think so. Peter Reid, I remember, kind of stumbled into. I love Peter Reid, but I felt like when we got relegated, we lost a few games in those first games back in the Championship, and he was under a lot of pressure. Somebody threw a pint on him, and that's when they put the tunnel up to sort of protect people. And he sort of changed. He was a bit like Farker, he sort of changed his style of play to be less defensive, and he kind of fell into this winning team, which he held together, got a couple of wingers in, and got us promoted again. And like I say, once that team sort of fell apart, there were no replacements and no plan. So football was different then, and I don't think any of those managers then would survive in the necessity of planning and preparation and tactics today. So it's different. You can't really compare them, but I do think Regis is the best manager I've seen, for sure.
Yeah, I'd agree. So anyway, we go 1-0 up, deserved. I mean, we were ferocious in the first half. I thought Sunderland were excellent. I think the shame was that we didn't get the second goal, but we were creative. And look, we've talked about this a lot, but I think it's fair to say that when we were flagging, not just us, look, it wasn't us just flagging it, but when we were all flagging concerns about our lack of creativity sort of in that January, February period, and that, it wasn't sustainable. I've seen like the XG stuff, which we'll probably get into in propaganda, but stuff like that where it's not sustainable. I think Sunderland in the last sort of third of the season have been a much more creative team. We were, I thought, creating lots of chances against Everton. We created lots of chances against Chelsea. We created lots of chances against Manchester United. We created quite a few chances when we played like at Newcastle, at Everton, at Villa. Sorry, we've become a much more creative team, and that is probably come from Lefebvre going central as well. But we definitely look like a team that's scoring goals. Right at the start of the season, I think it was fair to say that we were maybe riding on vibes a little bit.
Yeah. So awesome after AFCON did eventually arrive then.
It did.
It did eventually arrive. Yeah, I think so. It was interesting because if you take out the Villa 4-3, which was really weird game, and then the hammering by Forest, which is unexplainable, I think, we've actually played pretty well towards the end of the season. And the last 3 games, Man United, Everton and Chelsea, we've easily been the most dominant side in those games. But you must have been nervous when we were 1-0 up, because having watched this against Man United, thinking, I've seen this before, lots of possession but no goals, and they'll score at some point. There are still moments where I don't really believe that we'll get over the line. So I just, I wanted a second one. And then when Palmer scores, I'm like, it's 2-1's too close. No, I can't manage it.
That was such a bad goal. From our perspective, they did nothing all game, and I would say that Cole Palmer was like a man possessed in the second half. I thought he was clearly the best player for them. And he just decided, like, do you know what? We're not ending the season in this way. I think if Chelsea probably don't get the red card, they maybe do find a way back into the game, because I thought he was just elite. I was so impressed with him in that sort of period in the second half. He took the game by the scruff of the neck.
Yeah. I think our win away to Chelsea is the first time, really, that people, they were kind of exposed as being the team they ended up being.
Yeah.
I think they were highly regarded and in with a chance until then, and then they just fell apart after that, didn't they?
Should we get Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank on the pod? Round 2.
Well, he'd have to come on here because I don't think I'm being invited back on there.
No, I don't think so.
But I would love to imagine in my tiny head that Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank has occasionally had those moments where he said, "That fat Mackham was right."
Yeah, I think he does. I think he keeps him up at night. I think he's.
Let's believe that anyway, shall we?
I think he's very much just gutted that you were right.
There was that dominant period where I was very nervous because I just thought, we need goals here, and because I've seen the way this story goes, and then we did get a second.
Yeah, and what play? I mean, it's such a shame that it ended up being an own goal, and Robbie.
Yeah,
we saw the best and worst of him because he missed that one where he got in 1-on-1. It was such a good run.
Scored.
He should have scored, and then the second one where we actually did score, he also should have scored. I mean, the fact that he put that wide,
he missed it. He
completely missed. It probably wasn't even going out for a goal kick. He missed it that bad. He was probably going out for a throw-in.
Yeah, I think it was. It wasn't going anywhere near the goal.
Yeah, so he did though.
I still think
this
it's
is Brian probably
inexplicable.
Though.
No. I still think it's an inexplicable own goal by Gusto.
Yeah, he was so poor though. I mean, you can pick out a lot of those Chelsea players, but I thought he in particular was very, very bad.
Yeah, but Blue Coat will say he's got X number of minutes under his belt, and he's played X number of Premier League games, and therefore he's a £50 million player. That's how they work, isn't it?
I did see they had signs saying "Blue Coat out." Did you see that?
No, I didn't. I met quite a few Chelsea fans before and after the game. They were perfectly pleasant. A lot of young lads, which I always think is good at football, to see young supporters going to football matches.
I think
it's good for the future.
Judging by what I'd seen in the build-up, I think this was a game where, I imagine Chelsea sell out most of their away ends. I think this game hadn't sold out for them, so I imagine a lot of people, like what would happen with Sunderland when you've got people who don't have loyalty points and stuff. I think this is a game where a lot of people were able to go to because they didn't sell out. And Chelsea put cheap travel on. I think it was like £10 or something to get the bus down.
They didn't really want to qualify for the Europa League, did they? They got enough problems on their plate next season.
But if they'd won, they would have got in the Europa League. I don't think they wanted the Conference League, but the Europa League, I think they would have took, because that's a chance. At the end of the day, Chelsea in the Europa League, they've probably got as much chance of winning the Europa League as finishing in the Champions League places.
Well, I mean, dare I say, do we have as much chance?
We'll talk about this.
If Ballard doesn't get sent off, there's 2 points. And if we can put the ball in the back of the net against the Man United where we dominate, there's
Villa?
4 points.
If Diarra scores against
Villa, that's a win.
If Isidore scores at Liverpool,
I mean, we could do this all day.
Yeah, no,
but there's an easy 4 points somewhere there. Where does that get you?
Probably not in. I think you needed.
Probably not in.
I think we needed seven to get in.
Yeah.
So
4 more points.
We'll just
58. I would have put us 6th. That's fine. I would have put us 2 points behind Liverpool.
Yeah.
But I was right. Remember, we did those predictions a while back. Final game of the season, a toss-up between us and Chelsea about who gets.
Yeah, you were. I tell you what you were wrong about though is that you didn't think Sunderland would get into Europe.
That's true. Yeah. And I have a penalty for that. So.
You have a penalty for that. A penalty that you want to do. So
I'm happy to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have even fleshed out when I can do it.
Do you know what's so funny? Do you know when we made that bet?
Yes.
I made that bet because I thought it would be interesting for the channel. I, in my heart of hearts, probably didn't think we'd actually get into Europe. As the season wore on, we were just kind of like, we kept basically throwing it away, didn't we? It was like, oh, it's not going to happen,
Yeah.
is it? I mean, the amount of times we came on here and we're like, look, it's gone. It's gone now. We may as well just not even talk about it anymore. And the fact that we've got in, even though really, in my heart of hearts, I didn't actually think we would, I think it's just funny. When did we even make that bet? Was it like December?
It's quite early. I got upset with you, not saying you didn't like an Indiana Jones film.
Yeah.
But he made some ridiculous statement about Europe, and I said, we're not getting anywhere near that. I tell you what, it has taken on a life of its own. I get people tweeting pictures of Indiana Jones to me now.
Yeah.
So
yeah. It's good. It's good. It's good stuff. Right, scenes sort of towards the end of the game, we end up winning. Speeches on the pitch, all that.
hold on. No.
Oh.
I mean, just when it was getting to 90 minutes, the woman next to me said it's going to be about 10 minutes of extra time. I said, no, there isn't. Where do you find 10 minutes from? And then there was. How did you feel when the extra time board went up?
Well, I predicted 8 was what I thought it would be. I knew it would be a while because there was an injury, wasn't in the middle of the park.
Yeah, there was.
But I mean, Chelsea never even got near the goal, did they?
I'm still nervous though. But
Yeah,
we did have our favourite referee. Who
We did.
And he red carded. He red carded. Was it good? No,
Fofana.
Fofana, yeah. And you watch the replay, and it's a toss-up between which player you give the card to, isn't it?
But he could have booked them both. I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
But also,
I think a lot of referees would book the other player and shy away from the red.
I think though, it's possible that the referee. Obviously, he's making a decision in the moment, isn't he? If he's just went immediately, it's 29. That's done that. You don't think about, he's already been booked him. He should have actually been off earlier in the game, though, because he should have been booked early in the first half. He pulled Brobby. He was pulling Brobby's shirt as Brobby was running through.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember this in the first half, but yeah. He should have been on a yellow card already, so he should have been off.
Chris Kavanagh gave Brobby some fouls as well. That's unheard of.
Yeah, he did.
They had a PGMOL meeting.
He's our favourite ref.
Yeah, he is our favourite ref.
He did give us a lot of fouls.
I look forward to him refereeing us in the 24th of May again next year.
Yeah.
Which is it's
a
All
Monday.
Mackens Day. I don't know. It might well be a Monday.
It's a Monday next season. Yeah, that's a shame.
Is it? Does it not flow the other way? Because it was a Sunday last year.
No, it was a Saturday. Playoff final was a Saturday. This year, Sunday game. So next year it'll be a Monday, unless it's a leap year. Then it might be a Tuesday. I don't know if it is a leap year or not.
It may not surprise you to know that the year before, on the morning of the Wembley game, I woke up
hungover.
Horribly hungover at about 8:30 in the morning in a house in the mountains of Wales. I'd lost my glasses and I'd lost my wallet. And I'm supposed to be at Wembley in several hours' time. But so
it's very you.
But I made it.
You did make it, so it's very, very you. Right, have we got anything else to talk about? Because we've got loads of videos to make. So should we?
Just the ending. I mean, there was another inexplicable 2.5 minutes added on to the added on. It was a 102-minute game. And I don't know if you appreciate the heat of that day to play 102 minutes like that.
Yeah,
and they didn't flag. I would like to talk about some notable performances. I thought Nordi Mukiele at centre-half, incredibly disciplined yet again. And
on my team, is he a better centre-half?
No, I don't think so necessarily. I've said this before. He's an outstanding centre half, but I've said this before. I don't think we've seen the real Nordi Mukiele at right back. What we have seen at right back is Nordi Mukiele forced to play as a wing back because we've got no proper right winger, and forced us to trade places with Hume in and out of that makeshift right hand side. But what you see at centre half is someone when you compare him to that role, he clearly understands the game. And can play both positions. And I think you could put a right winger who can tackle in front of him and defend strongly. Put that in front of him, and you'll see the proper Nordi Mukiele at right back. I think he's an exceptional player. I saw that I think he might have made the team of the season for some statistics site or something or other. But I think he's an outstanding player, and we haven't seen the best of him. I can see the temptation to have him as centre half. But I just think that's an illustration of how well he plays football. We haven't seen him in a proper right back because we haven't had a proper winger in front of him.
I think about it in a sort of, not in versatility, but if Sunderland were to sign Hertrauda, right, let's say that, I don't know that it seems like they're not, but let's say they do, if they did do it, then you'd have Hertrauda and Hume as the right backs. Then you'd say to Nordy, you are centre back or right back, but it means that you can bring Hertrauda in and you've got that versatility. Because obviously we're going to play a lot more games next season. Projections, we play a minimum of 48 games next season. We played 42 or 43 this season, so we are going to play a lot more. And then if we get through, into say the Europa League semi-finals, you're possibly playing another 6 on there. So it's very possible that Sunderland play 55 to 60 games next season, depending on how successful they are in competitions. So you're gonna have depth in there, and having Hertrauda, who's so versatile, is obviously a win. But also Nordy, who you can have as a centre back or right back. It means that you don't have to pay, because right back is cheaper to buy than centre back, isn't it? So you don't have to pay a fortune to bring in a new centre back. I mean, you will, because you have to buy a left-sided one, but you know what
I mean. We do need a left-sided centre half. We probably need some English signings. Look, this is possible. I just want to share something with you, if I can share my screen with you, because I don't know if this is tempting fate or not.
Probably, but go on, do it anyway.
Yeah, it might be. It's not necessarily the case that Nordy Mukiele is gone. Here is his post here. I don't know if I can zoom in on this.
You mean Hertrauda?
Probably not. Hertrauda, yeah. Here is his... No, I can't zoom in on this. So his post says, "We believed we worked together and we achieved something special. The fans deserve this moment more than anyone." And then he's gone, "Job done, made history, the end." Which might seem like he's leaving. But the first person to post underneath is Wilson Isidore, posting this sign the contract image.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's seen Robbie. He's put it there as well. Or Nine.
Robbie's put sign the contract. Yeah. Yeah. And Luco 9, sign him up. And Noah. So everyone, all the club have piled in on that. So yeah, who knows? Maybe he does sign. Maybe, but maybe not again. So it's not necessarily job done. Seems like it's all over for him, but we shall see.
Okay,
there we are.
Let's wrap this one up because we've got a lot of videos to make. So
yes, we do.
We'll call that a day on the match review. Thanks everyone for watching it. We're gonna have more videos out during the week, so just keep an eye on both of our channels. You will see lots of content coming out. Check out the store as well. We put up loads of new. Well, we put up one new T-shirt, but it's our European Odyssey one. So check that out as well on the All Endon website. Check out the Discord. We put the link to that in the description. The Patreon. We put links to that in the description as well. And we're gonna be busy this summer. We're gonna have a lot of stuff, a lot of content to make, Taff. So
yep.
Let's let's make sure our heads are in the right space. Not too drunk. No, you can get drunk. I think it's better when you're drunk. No.
Well, yeah, I don't drink very often. I'm still concerned about this video. I do not remember at all.
It's not that bad. I promise it's not that bad. Right. Anyway, we'll see you all soon. Thanks for watching.